right, we're going to jump right in it. Good morning, good afternoon, depending upon where you are. Thanks for attending episode 11 in Let's Talk Recruiting. Today, our topic of the day is going to be recruiting videos. They're out there. They've been around for a few years, some better than others, but it's sort of very interesting to see different approaches that people take from high-end, hey, they brought in a videographer to do it, to people using their cell phones. So we're going to cover that area in the videos that we have today. So we're going to talk through, I believe, 5 videos we're going to try and get through. Some of them are short, so we'll play them all. A couple are a little bit longer, so we'll kind of cut through in a few minutes in, but I just want to give everybody a taste of seeing that video. Bear with me as I learn how to share screen in a quick manner. I haven't had to do this in this manner before on Zoom webinar. So with us today are Amanda Mendez out of New York City. Amanda, tell me if I'm wrong, saying this right, Radis?
Radis, but that's what everyone says is Radis.
Gotcha, sorry. Because we have 2 Amandas, Amanda Radis has agreed to be called Panda today. Not a new nickname, but an old nickname. And then Shelly Radford should be coming on. She was sort of a late ad. I'm hoping she'll be able to get on. I'm going to try and keep track of my email and see if she's having any issues getting on. If she's not, I will talk through her video. So with that said, what I want to do, let me get into this. Amanda, we're going to start off with the video that you have. And if you want to give it a brief intro, I'll sort of cue it up.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and just start and introduce myself a little bit more. So yes, my name is Amanda Mendez. I am currently a senior technical recruiter at TapAd in New York City. And I'm really excited about the subject today. I've gotten into editing and creating videos. So I actually create my own recruiting marketing videos. And the reason being is because TapAd is relatively a small, mid-sized company, and our marketing team primarily focuses on the business side and business dev. So I took it upon myself to use social media skills on YouTube and Instagram that I've picked up over the years, and I really wanted to showcase our culture and how fun it is. So the video that I am sharing is one that I made for our Oslo office. So Oslo, Norway, we do a lot of recruiting there for engineers, and a lot of the candidates that we're bringing in, sometimes they can't make it to Oslo before making a decision whether or not to accept at TapAd or a position at TapAd. So I wanted to be able to send them something outside of, just the engineering interviews and give them some more context as to what to expect when they do work in Oslo. And the point, I think Sean had mentioned it already, that a lot of recruiting videos can vary from being high production or being shot on your iPhone, and the video you will see is one that I shot on my iPhone. So
I will, right before I go to it, Amanda, I will add, to your credit, it's the only video where you're the writer, director, producer for it, so which I think is outstanding, because I'm waiting to see when this happens. I think, and I'm just sort of thinking out loud here, the next evolution of recruiting when it comes to recruitment marketing, you start to sprinkle on a little of influencer marketing. Is an additional job of recruiter going to be in the near future creating marketing material on the fly? I did some time at Tribune Publishing. It was like the LA Times, Chicago Tribune, Baltimore Sun in the newspaper business. And what they required of their journalists when it came to social media, that kind of wrapped the story that they had to write, was really interesting and very challenging. And they had quotas, and it was very structured, but it was basically on the writers to, hey, go do some social media content. You better have this many followers and this many posts. Wow. I don't know if that'll ever come to corporate recruiting, but hey, I kind of think it's starting to rear its head to see what it does. So
yeah, I can see that slowly happening. I've been at TapAd for 2 years now, and it seems as though it's kind of being expected, whereas before it was just something like nice to have, and now it's more of like an expectation, which I don't know if that's good or bad, but I am excited and I do enjoy it. So happy to be there.
All right, excellent. Let's jump to your video, and then we'll come back and talk to it. So
Ooh, I'm nervous.
No, you're fine. Okay, in a second, gotta make sure I got the audio on. So I'm gonna play it, and if you can't hear the video sound coming through, please let me know, but it should be coming in here. And let's go to full screen. Here we go. Do you hear it?
Morning from Oslo, Norway. I'm visiting from New York this week, and I wanted to show you guys what a life in Oslo is like. So we're starting with 7:30 morning, and I'm headed to the epicenter. We're about to get in a little workout sesh before the workday. So let's check out the gym. How cool. Let's see. It sounds like someone's already here. It's gym time.
In it to win it, pushing the limits. Relentless, my passion is endless. Whatever the sun.
Workout's done. It was just down there. Now we gotta go up there, which is where Tabad's office is. As I mentioned, we're in the epicenter. It's a co-working space. There's about 70 companies here. I believe they're all tech companies, and the vibes in here are just so cool. It's so vibrant. It's about almost 10 a.m. at this point. Workout was done an hour ago, but I had to go run and grab some stuff at the hotel, some swag stuff. So let's show you the office here. Here's a look from above. We're on the 5th floor, so you gotta walk up all the stairs, or you can take the elevator. And you can get into the office right here with these little cute cards. Hello, Tabad. Is the lunch eating area, or one part of it. Here's our Tabad engineers. I feel like such a creep. To show you guys what lunch looks like here. So it's a buffet lunch. Every day it's something new. And there's like salads on the center console, but this bread, it's like unlimited bread, and it's freshly made every day. And this butter, whipped butter, it's so delicious. Now it's lunchtime! Work is done. Some of us are gonna go out for dinner.
Ooh, I never like watching my own videos, so I get really nervous about it.
That was great.
That was awesome.
That was really great.
Thank you. Thank you. I forgot to mention that the purpose of that video was to live on Instagram, which is why it's in that format. And I just uploaded it recently to YouTube so that I can share the link with candidates as well. So it is a new video that I made because I only went to Oslo in February. So yeah, thank you. I did see some questions. Should I answer those, Sean? Can you hear me? Anyone?
I can hear you.
Uh,
Sean's
okay.
on mute, I think.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, there I am. Yeah, I couldn't see the chat coming in with the sharing the screen.
Got it. Yeah. So I noticed some questions. Did you use any special editing software? So I used Final Cut Pro, but before I learned how to use Final Cut Pro, I started in iMovie, which is very similar. And I think it comes, like if you have a Mac, it comes on your computer already. So if you're just learning, I would say use iMovie. And yeah, you can get the same quality there.
Hey, Amanda, let me sort of add to that, because I've sort of played with some internal recruiting videos in the past. To me, like having that software, and real quick, hey, Shelly, I just want to make sure you're okay. You're all good there?
All good. I made it in.
All
Thank
right,
you.
perfect. All right. So it comes back, like when you look at video and the ability to produce it, and the cost if you go third party, which is to me is like the greatest inhibitor, is the cost of a videographer. I mean, it's 10 grand a day basically to get any videos from what I've seen professionally produced. So that goes outside the budget of a lot of groups. But then it comes down to the tools that a person can use. So the phone works great. Final Cut, Adobe Premiere, to me, those are tools outside of my skill set. Wish I knew them. I don't. Tried to learn them. Ooh, it's complicated. What I've gone to is a tool called Camtasia. It's made by a company called TechSmith. I used that years ago to make training videos, because what it started off was a screen recording tool. Cost $250, $100 to get the latest edition each year, so it's not cost inhibitive. But now they've started to make tools to it. So now you can edit videos. So like what I really liked in your video, Amanda, when it came to production or producing it, was the little added text that you had, the animation, like the map and the lines. I started watching YouTube videos by CNBC on YouTube, and they had a whole lot. Somebody would write the script, put on a whole lot of B-roll, and then somebody would put animation on it. And I always thought that animation was really cool, but how do you do it? I figured out if you write a PowerPoint slide, add animation in PowerPoint, and everybody's got PowerPoint, and then put a little green screen behind it. In Camtasia, you can overlay that in your video. So learning an editing tool, Camtasia is way easier than Final Cut or Premiere. And I'm like, okay, I can learn this, I can do this, and I can teach somebody else to do it, because it's really not that complicated. You just need to learn a little bit about animation in PowerPoint. I learned that because I had to do a presentation that had a lot of animation in it. But then you use Camtasia, and it's really easy for additional people to learn and be creative in their videos. So that question about the software, to me, is essential for doing it yourself or long-term. If you know Final Cut good, congrats. I'm a little bit jealous. But yeah, if you're kind of worried about learning new tools and that type of software, I would recommend the Camtasia by TechSmith. It's people like me can learn how to do it. Sorry.
And I was going to say there's another one too. If you're doing videos on your phone that I've used recently, it's called InShot. There's a free version, there's a paid version. But if you're doing, especially for like Instagram, like phone-based videos, that's an easy one too. They make it
I
What's
use
that?
InShot too.
InShot?
Mm-hmm. InShot. Yep.
Do you know how much it costs, by the way? Is it cheap?
I only have the free one.
I think
it says $3.99 per month or $14.99 per year.
Yeah.
Okay, so cheap, basically.
Yeah. If you're going to be making more than one video, you may as well get the annual subscription. And if your company will let you expense it, even better.
Excellent. Now, Amanda, I know I saw you just recently posted that. It looks like you made it early in the year. Are you going to be making more?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that, as I mentioned, I enjoy doing. It's not like one of my KPIs, if I can say, but when I have content, I mean, I'm constantly posting on my LinkedIn. If there's something that happens, I'll even do like a quick boomerang. Just having some type of video presence, I think, is important. And I've done others in the past as well. A little easier when you're in the office. Now I've kind of had some challenging, trying to get a little bit more creative with how to make a video being remote. And I have some ideas in my head, but haven't put anything together yet.
And a question from Diane in the chat room. Any pushback from marketing about being on company brand in line with it?
Sometimes yes, but most of these things I'm posting on my personal LinkedIn, and I do try to keep to the company brand as much as possible. And we just came out with a Tapad Life initiative, and there's different colors. So the color I used for like the beginning of the video, that is for like our team's stuff that we post. So technically I am on brand.
Gotcha. And how long did it take to make that video, do you think?
I would say maybe 8 hours. I kind of go back and forth, you know, as I get little chunks throughout the day. I'll sit down and edit a piece and then come back to it. It's more so I'm just self-conscious, and I have to get used to the fact that not everything has to be perfect. And I know even on the video, like there are things where I'm like, oh, I wish I didn't say that, or I said it this way. But at the end of the day, I think having even that that video, that iPhone video footage, just gives you more of like an authentic, genuine feel where it's not scripted, and just gets people a little bit more comfortable as to what you're showing them. So
And I making it easy, and I know editing videos is not quick. It takes time, but the more you do it, the quicker you'll get. I don't know if it'll ever be quick, but obviously, like anything, the more you do it, the better. Well, I like to keeping it easy, because then it allows for the possibility to keep doing it, and just sort of watching how YouTubers do it and the marketing pieces of it. It's all about consistency. A lot of times what I see is somebody produces a video and that's what they use for 2 to 3 years. And make sure if the people in the video didn't leave the company. If they did, they got to get a new one.
Yeah.
There's that issue of it. So I'm waiting for the recruiter that does it ongoing, involves other people, which is another hurdle in of itself. I don't know if you try to get other people in a video. I saw a couple of people look at you like, what are you videoing for?
Yeah. Yeah. They kind of know now when I'm around. They're like, oh God, here she comes. But I have done a lot of videos, like just our summer party videos. I did a new hire video, and that was challenging because I had to get people individually to do a boomerang. And, you know, if you can be silly behind the camera and feel comfortable doing something, then I think it's a little easier to encourage them to do it as well.
Yeah, but with Panda, I'm about to come to your video. Yeah, the last note on that is I tried doing some videos like that, and I did not know it'd be so hard to get people to say they'll be in it. Most people are like, no, I'm good. No, thanks.
Yeah.
Don't like how I look on camera.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Try something a little bit different. All right, Panda, here I come. Do you want to give a little intro to your video as I get it ready?
Yeah. So I'm Amanda, Panda for Dees. I'm a senior recruiter at SurveyMonkey. I've been there since I've been part of the trip since February of 2019. And so kind of started out in tech recruiting, kind of heading up recruitment for product design and our PMO. Great company, a lot of fun. Historically, we haven't done a ton in terms of like recruitment videos outside of the like studio produced content from our marketing team, which I think there's a lot of value to. But the video I chose to share is actually one, it's 8 years old. It's aged well for me personally, and it's from Vimeo. And this stood out to me early on in my recruiting career as a way to like produce really authentic content, similar to what like Amanda did with Tapad. And I've actually been working a lot recently with our social media marketing team, our content strategy group, partnering with brand, and of course, like hiring managers and recruiting team members that are game to figure out how do we self-produce more videos like shot on our phones to highlight more of like what life is like at SurveyMonkey in the day-to-day in these teams. And so this video has actually inspired a lot of how I think about like kind of that guerrilla marketing content as opposed to like, you know, very, very studio produced. I think they both have their place. So I'm excited to see what people think of this approach.
Great. So I'll play it, try to stick to like the 4-minute mark so we can keep things going, but here we go.
Wow, 555 West 18th Street sure is a cool looking building. Well, guess what? That's where I work. I'm Andrea Allen and I work at Vimeo on the 4th floor. You want to see what it's like? Follow me. Oh, here comes the bus. Let's go to the crosswalk. Our office has been described as weird, but you know what? We're okay with that. We like being weird. So the community team, which I'm a part of, answers a lot of emails, works in the forums, makes videos. And Sam here, you are working, are you on a break?
No. I'm testing out the new help form that we're developing.
I need you.
Our outreach.
I need you
for
to take
help.
this seriously and stop playing that.
No, Andrea, like really, I'm in problems uploading right now.
I'm doing a video on what it's like to work at Vimeo.
Okay.
And you recently got promoted, so that must have been great, right?
It's pretty great.
What do you like working? Why do you like working at Vimeo?
Besides you, of course. It's very challenging. You learn a lot, and free food.
What else?
In particular about you.
I mean, Craig, Kimball. What's up? Musician here. Did you know Craig's in a band? A lot of really creative people work on the developer team. Craig being one of them.
You trying to turn my chair around?
Yeah, it was. So you look at.
Oh, camera.
How do you like working here? You've been here a long time. How long have you been working at Vimeo?
4 years now.
Grandpa.
What?
Yeah.
So long.
No, I know you don't have kids. He doesn't have kids. Okay. If Vimeo were part of the Bible, shouldn't bring religion into this, right? Okay, well these are like the gods. You have to be quiet and reverent around them. They're like the smartest dudes here. And they don't like me very much. This exists because I can't go any closer. Ring, 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 you're getting a phone call. Oh, it was the wrong number. B-roll. Can you type a little though?
I'm making meetings.
Okay, all right. Craig, tell us, do you like working at Vimeo? Is it fun?
No. Hate it.
They're not taking it seriously. Just.
This is like a recruiting video, right? So you want me to be like really.
Don't just be yourself.
Should be really honest.
Really honest.
So do you like working at Vimeo? When you started working at Vimeo, did it end up better than you thought, or like better than you thought?
My wildest dreams have come true.
Yeah? Can you tell the camera that?
My wildest dreams have come true.
That's right.
Yeah.
We usually all eat lunch together as a team, as a tribe, as a unit, as a family, as a band of warriors. What do you guys want to eat today?
Sandwiches.
Sandwiches. Got one vote for sandwiches. Siesta time? Are you taking a little siesta?
Yeah.
Perfect. Here.
Ay, caramba.
All right, I'm gonna get it there. I think again we got the characters playing in there. Panda, back to you.
Yeah. I think some of the things that I really like about this video that I want to take into some of the recruitment videos that we're going to work on for SurveyMonkey is, they highlighted a few things about the business while being in like a fun and playful way. You actually see the office environment. They talk about, we've got creative people, we've got artists. These are the different types of like teams that we have. They also showed, if you are the type of person who wants more quiet and more space, like even it was silly the way she was saying like, oh, this team, I can't go near them. But it did show they had those partitions and the opportunity for people who want different working styles, highlighted someone who had been promoted, highlighted people who had been at the company for, 4 years. I mean, that's a decent amount of tenure in a tech company. And it was just like very playful. People were playing with her. They talked about the food. They talked about getting lunch together. So it gives you a lot of information in a really authentic way. And the video continues for another maybe 2.5 minutes. And at the end, there's a call to action like, oh, here's our careers page. You can apply. And then there's some funny like B-roll footage of them playing around. And so Those are some of the things I really enjoyed about it. We had plans to do some videos like this right before, the global pandemic hit and everyone started working from home. So we had a whole content strategy that we're having to kind of rethink right now. And how do we still highlight our teams and our culture, during this time. So we're doing some work on that.
Yeah, I think if you're targeting developers, so that to those, they look like developers to me, right? For the most part, kind of putting a stereotype on developers. But if that is the type of person that you're recruiting for, that's sort of a CTG, a critical talent group at your company, keeping it real to reality, I guess, is for lack of better words, for that crowd. Because I think a developer is going, since they're in such high demand, they're going to see through some BS. But if you kind of tell it to them like it is, I think they enjoy something like that. But kind of get them to hit reply on your email or apply on your site or return that phone call or the third message you've left on their voicemail.
Yeah. And I think with any type of like recruitment marketing video, it's just important to know your audience. There are all different types of videos out there. And that's why I see value in studio produced content. I think if you're going to do that, a cost saving method is to record a bunch of videos in one shot and then just release them at a steady flow of content. So you don't have to keep bringing teams in to produce. But there's value in that. There's value in, shooting a video on your iPhone. There's value in these different types of things. And it's just knowing who you're targeting and where you're going to try to reach them and making sure that you're eliciting a conversation with the talent group you're seeking and kind of, following the appropriate avenue.
Did you use a third party to make that, to produce the video, or was that in-house?
That Vimeo one was not me. So I think that was an in-house thing with their video team. For us, we're fortunate to have a really strong like video and content marketing team. So we do have like a video studio. We have some really great like produced videos out there that we use our team in-house for the most part. But then some of these like iPhone videos that we've shot and that we're working on, that's all me or the individual hiring managers just shooting it themselves. And I think, value in both for sure.
Right. And anybody else to add to that before we jump over to Shelley's?
I did have a question for the Amandas. When do you guys use these in is there a certain touch point? Are you using these to just advertise, or is it to direct outreach to candidates to get them interested? Like, where are these embedded?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I repurpose them constantly. I'm always posting, like I post at least once a day on LinkedIn, whatever content I have. And with this video specifically, I'll typically put it in my like follow-up email after I talk with the candidate. I'll just kind of list out, some of the key things or key favorites of mine. And then I'll also, check out this video, give you an idea of what tap ed life is like in Oslo. And so that's my plan.
Yeah, and I think at SurveyMonkey, we have some really nice like produced videos about the culture and life at SurveyMonkey that we house on our website, on our Curiosity by Design blog, on our YouTube page. And so we'll send those out to candidates. We can send them in outreach, we can send them for interview prep. We reuse those often. And we're also looking at shooting videos for the individual teams, like the product team, the eng team, the marketing team, that we can embed on our careers page. That's like a hope for the future and something we're discussing. And those can be reshared. But the like hiring manager videos, or like the self-recorded ones, I think they start out on LinkedIn. We'll direct candidates to them. We send them out on different social profiles. We'll link them in emails and messages to candidates. So I think it's just like promoting them high and low and wherever you can, getting the most out of them.
Yeah. And I also leave it on Instagram. So now Instagram has that highlight feature. So now I've added a team story and the story will stay there.
That's great. I know we're coming up on the 10:30 hour, so the 10:30 mark, but so if we don't need to share my video, it was just a video I thought was actually funny. But I did have a quick question though for the Amandas and maybe the group. A lot of the research that my company does finds that people are connecting with like mission and values and like what the companies are doing to give back. So in my company, I work for the Wonderful Company. Our products are like Fiji water, Wonderful pistachios and almonds. So we're a pretty brand centric organization. So I have a lot of limitations on what I can post because it has to go through this like internal like vetting agency, and it has to be slick and polished, and it can't be as vulnerable as I think your videos were, which are great. Like it really does tell the story. So I'm a little bit handcuffed when it comes to that. So we really focus on mission and culture and what we do to give back. And I do think we're missing that day in the life. It's a long way to get to the question, sorry. Are you guys posting things around that too? Are you finding that speaking to candidates, videos that are talking about your giving back and how you guys kind of do that as a company?
Oh, definitely. And we have a whole new team that's building out internally for us, SurveyMonkey for Good, and they do a lot of work on diversity, equity, inclusion, social impact. So we're doing a lot of content around what that group is doing and what that means to the organization, and the volunteer programs that we're getting involved with. That really speaks to candidates. And I think even if you are kind of handcuffed by brand and having to get everything approved through them, there's still things that you can do to kind of show the day in the life, or make sure that you're highlighting people at different levels of the company. It's one thing to have a video of your CEO talking, or the head of a department. It's another thing to include people of different levels, different teams, different experiences in those mission values, types of videos. So individuals and prospective talent can still see themselves in the video, even though it is produced by and approved by brand. You still have avenues to kind of highlight the different team members and be mindful of what's in the background, and can we still show a day in the life even though we're not talking about a day in the life. So there's still some opportunity there for sure. It's just kind of working with within the constraints that you're given.
Let me sort of on that topic, Panda, I'm going to show your CMO's LinkedIn video here real quick. I kind of, Shelly, to your point about staying within the brand lines or what have you, with LinkedIn videos starting to become a little bit more acceptable, and going back to what I was talking with Amanda about ongoing consistency seems to be the secret. Let's go. I'm going to show, well, here, as I get up there, Panda, do you want to kind of set the stage for this video?
Yeah, this is our CMO. We had a VP of product marketing management open, just because our previous VP of PMM moved into a different role in the company. And Leela took this upon herself to just shoot this video. No one actually talked to her about it. She was like, I'm doing this. I want to attract people. I want to reach out to them. So let's go. And this is what she put out there.
All right.
Hi LinkedIn Network, I'm Leela Srinivasan, the CMO at SurveyMonkey, and hope your year is off to a cracking start. The reason I'm popping up in your feed today is that we are in the midst of hiring a VP of Product Marketing for SurveyMonkey. It's an awesome role, so I wanted to get it on your radar just in case either you know someone who might be interested, or as you're listening to this you think, that sounds like something I'd like to do. You'll find much more about the job in the description in this post, but given how competitive the market is for product marketing talent today, I wanted to take a couple of minutes to explain 4 reasons why I think this job really deserves your attention. The first reason is SurveyMonkey is a globally known brand that is midway through a multi-quarter transformation. We started life as an online self-serve business, and over the last 20 years, we've grown up to be the leading survey provider in the space. Additionally, over the last 3 years, we have accelerated our move to the enterprise, going to market through a sales team. And so as head of product marketing, you and your team are calling the shots on messaging and positioning, and a lot of the strategies that will help get us. So in that respect, it is a message job. We expect you to not only use those tools as part of your day-to-day work, but also be ready to tell that story on the public stage with your peers in product marketing so that more of them can be exposed to how we can help. So that's it. That's my 4-pronged pitch on why you should look at SurveyMonkey. Please check out the job description. Feel free to ping me directly if you feel like you are really qualified based on what's in there. And we'd love to hear from you. Thanks for your time.
So one thing I'd quickly add, and this sort of gets back to Shelly's point of where do you put the videos in the workflow? So what I would do if I'm recruiting marketing or product people, right, her rec or her business unit, I'm going to come up here, grab that link to their post, and send out an email to that targeted talent.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And that's what we did.
Oh, okay. Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, I should have let you go.
No. That's. I mean, yeah. She put that out there and let us know, and did a great job linking the job description, highlighting Glassdoor, and that we were on, top like 50 best places to work. And, she did a great job. I mean, she's in marketing, right? So I would expect nothing less. And it just goes to show how great our CMO is and how committed she is to hiring, that she did that on her own. But we shared the link. We pushed that out. We reached out to our target, audience using that. And a lot of people within the teams like reshared that post to drive more traffic to it. So yeah, it was very effective.
Excellent. Anything to add to that? And Shelly, we can show your video if you want. We don't have to show the whole thing.
I mean, it has nothing to do with my company, so I thought it was hilarious. So
right. Well,
it's about a like small town police department recruiting, and I've been trying to advocate for us to do a video for a while now. And my company is a little quirky in advertising, like if you remember some of like pistachio commercials. And so I use this as like a pitch to be like, and we can be dorky too and attract people, but I just thought it was hilarious. So you can show it if you want. It's a little bit long.
All right, how about this? I do want to show the one that I wanted to share to the group. It's only 4 minutes long. I wanted to play that because it's a different style. When I post a video, Shelly, I'll post a link to your video, into all these videos for that matter. But yeah, it's basically police laughing at themselves and having some fun and being a little bit comical, trying to ease up on the high pressure of being a cop, I guess. All right, let me show this one. This is done by years ago. Again, an oldie but a goodie. It was done by Genentech. It's kind of relevant to today's day and age. So this video is it's a story being told by the recruiters about the talent they're trying to recruit. Genentech is basically one of those companies out there trying to cure cancer. So these days, everybody's trying to cure COVID. But I hope they recirculate this one because it comes in great. So let me just play this one.
We have people who we hire who we ask to do things that have never been done before. When you're asking people to come and do that kind of work, it takes a special type of talent.
There are positions here at Genentech, numerous positions that are incredibly technical, that there are only a few people in the world that would know how to do this. Or the technology is so incredibly new that there might be one person that's doing this. And how do you find that person? How do you dig down and do it?
We're looking for people that are passionate, not only about the role that we're recruiting for, but about Genentech's mission, about the science, about the patients. I think that's key.
It is important that we find the right kind of people because I think the challenges that we face are profound.
My sister, who has stage 4 breast cancer, informs the way that I think about my work every day. With Genentech, I realized that I was marrying both my profession as a recruiter with my personal interest in cancer.
If I'm the recruiter and I contact a candidate, but it's really exciting, especially, and I have this amazing conversation with them, they're a good potential lead for the hiring manager to talk to. It's really important that I stay engaged with that candidate all the way through first day of hire.
So as I was transitioning to Genentech and making the move across country, the support with the relocation really made the transition to the company easy. I did feel welcome as part of a team and appreciated for the skills that I could bring to projects that I'm involved in.
In order to get a candidate on board, I partner with my HRBPs, with the hiring manager, with talent acquisition, with HR operations, with security, and all together we help get this candidate on board.
It's all about making sure that the candidates have a good experience and it's invisible, hopefully, to the talent, but that we're all working together as one team.
I came into this not knowing the quality space, not having a network. So all
right, I'll under there. I think everybody gets sort of the gist of that. That was sort of like a targeted, there's a video for a targeted role that happens to be about targeting recruiters. So I thought it was kind of relevant to it. But Genentech has big budget. They make a lot of these videos like this, more budget than I've ever seen at a company when it comes to recruiting talent. Nice to have. But yeah, obviously that's third-party produced. I'm sure it was very expensive. I don't know the price, but they do a lot of work like that with some companies to make that type of video. I think it came out really well. It almost makes you want to go recruit for, a company like that. So that was a one I wanted to make sure that everybody saw, where you get into outside of the day in the life. Again, it's probably outside the budgets of most companies or most recruiting departments, but it's sort of an interesting style to it and stuff like that. Just highlighting a role at that company. Kind of like we were talking about developers, like highlighting when we talk about a day in the life, like a day in the life of a developer, a day in the life of sales, or what have you.
I think
Yeah,
that's neat though. Oh, go ahead, Amanda. Sorry.
No, yeah, I was just going to say the same. And I feel like there are all different types of recruiting marketing videos out there, and some are going to, really hit the heart. It's really about finding like what you want to highlight and what you want to bring out in your company that makes you stand apart from the rest. And so, for us, it's our culture. So I try my best to do everything I can to get our culture out there so people can see it and get a feel for it. So that's why I like doing more of the, phone real-time stuff.
Yeah, and I think, every company's going to have a different budget. They're going to have different resources. Companies are of different sizes, different roles. So it's just a matter of figuring out what is the message that you want to get and to whom, and then use the tools that you have. Nobody expects everything to be perfect. I think if you imagine yourself as a candidate, all you want to know is, who is this company? Like, who are these people? What would I be doing? How would I be successful there? So whatever you can put out there to highlight your organization is going to be a value add during the recruitment process, no matter how fancy it is or not. I think it's just do it and see what the feedback is, learn from it, iterate, and keep going.
Yeah, when it comes to getting over that, like we talk about posting on our own social media, right? We're kind of the decision maker, and it doesn't have to be Oscar winning. So hit upload. But when you get into a company brand, it has to go through, if it has to go through marketing, if you put a lot of money into it, that bar is like so high. It's like, why, that took so much work to do it last time. I don't have time to do it again. So I'd almost promote doing it at a much lower scale, kind of look like, well, this person's doing it themselves, because that'll set that bar down lower, because they don't expect it to be so great. And it's obviously it's a person doing a little comical. Yeah, we can put that out there, even if it's like your own account, in my opinion.
Yeah, I really do value just like getting stuff out there. Like I mentioned earlier, we have a small team. Our marketing focuses on business development. So I have to do what I can and use what I have to get the message out there. And sometimes I do get pushback, but I push back too. And I can't wait for, everything to be done perfect before putting something out there. So having those conversations and getting the help you can, but if you can't, just try to get out there.
At SurveyMonkey, if somebody else, if the leaders are doing it, hey, maybe other people should follow and suit or follow in the wake of that. And it's having an example to say, hey, see, John did it, Susie did it. It's not that bad.
Exactly.
To get in.
Totally.
And I think something I try to do as well is make sure that I'm tracking the views, the shares, the engagement, how many impressions we get, excuse me, to make sure that I can demonstrate the value, so that it will then, it's like, look at the data on this, how many people we're reaching. And every time you do that, you get a little bit more buy-in. So data in this type of space is always your friend. If you're reaching pushback, just track it, track everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, to kind of see the success data, I would go back to that. Hey, everybody who is scheduled for an on-site interview, pull that out of your ATS. They get a link to a video or to the marketing video, because then you can go back into everybody who comes through. They see this, so it's right, as we all know, you don't need everybody in the world to apply. You just want the right people to apply. So making sure that those people that kind of met your bar to come in for that interview or what have you, get to see that video. Kind of, I'm not trying to manipulate the data or the numbers, but it's a good selling point when you go into, hey, I need budget for this. Why do you need it? Because we show everybody who's coming for an interview these videos. They get a link. And then kind of to your point around the metrics, you track if you can, track the open rates and the click rates to see, yep, this is being utilized. It's kind of, yes, it's great to get applicants, but it's also great to close applicants. So that type of ask, because it does come down to, hey, I need some money. Even if like a universal, hey, I need money to go get a good iPhone for our person that made the videos because she didn't have the latest iPhone. What are you going to do with that? These are the videos we're going to make. Oh, okay, here. And we got a latest iPhone to make the videos.
Yeah.
So
I should try that.
yeah, it works. It
Right.
works. If you have a show for the ask, it won't get you everything, but it'll get you a lot of things. All right, we're at that 45-minute mark. I saw Shelly had to jump. I kind of figured she had to. Any last little items to add?
I think as just like a little tip to, start making videos yourself, getting in front of the camera, act like you're talking to a friend. Just try not to think too much about the camera itself. Just pretend like you're having a conversation and be okay with messing up and not being perfect. And don't ask anyone to do anything you wouldn't do.
Mm-hmm. And then if you're, I echo that if you're doing your own videos, and then if you're trying to get hiring managers to do videos, SurveyMonkey, we just put together like a script outline and some guidance for hiring managers if they want to make their own videos at home. So if you're trying to get people from the teams engaged to shoot their own videos, giving them some sort of advice and guidance makes it seem less scary. So you may be able to get more buy-in from your partners that way as well.
Excellent. I will add this one last item. If you are trying to figure out what to come up with content, everybody's doing Zoom these days or some types of teleconferencing. Record a call between you and the manager. The way Zoom works, and I'm sort of learning this, it records it, and then there you go. You can use that as an upload and content, and it's meaningful. And people aren't freaking out because it's just them talking, and kind of like what we're doing. We're just having a conversation that gets recorded. So between a recruiter and a manager, that might be interesting. If anybody does that, I'd love to hear how it goes. All right. Well, Amanda and Panda and Shelly, thank you so much for coming on here and sharing your videos. And Amanda, I hope to see more videos coming your way. And the stuff at SurveyMonkey, I'll certainly be keeping an eye on. I am a customer of SurveyMonkey also.
Awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks a lot. Have a good day. Have a good week.
Thanks so much,
Bye.
everybody.
My pleasure. Bye-bye.